Hi. What's up? Hey Amy, how you doing? Well, you're the first commenter. Welcome to the replay. Welcome to Daily Fuel. My name is Bobby. I am the host of this group, the Spiritual Artist Quantasy. And today I'm doing something different. I couldn't think of anything to talk about, so I figured you guys pick something. And there you go. But I'll get started with a little rattling and chit chat. But you guys can think of some comments and throw them in the comments. Let's see. Amy is here, and Mikey is here. Saturday, yes. And Brandy is here. Hi. How you doing? And yeah. So let's see. Amy. Sorry, Mikey. Oh, for stealing the first comment. Nah. Don't worry about him. He doesn't care. How do? Oh, hang on. How do you do? Roberta is here. Hi, Roberta. How are you? All right. This is a weird week, and I'm sorry about that. I got the vaccine shot this week, and it gave me like this brain fog all week long, and I've just been sort of like. My daughter was saying to me this morning. She's like, "I feel fine, but I feel like I can't say words." And I've been feeling like the thoughts are in my head, but they're not coming out of my mouth the right way. So it's I don't know. It's kind of weird. And Stephanie is here. Hi, and my brother is here. Hi, how are you? And Ray says, "Okay." So yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna start. I have just something to say, and then but please ask questions. We've been talking about so many things lately, and I just want to see what is on your guys' minds. So let's start. So I had a call with my friend Landon today. We usually do it on Fridays, but this week he asked me to do it today. And we were talking about how over the past few years, because we've been having these weekly calls for a couple of years now, that we want to we've been noticing the changes that we've both been making in our lives and our businesses, and he's been working on this new analogy for it where. The call of source is like the signal that we hear, that's like, and everything else is noise. And at first, when you're learning this stuff, it's like the noise is really noisy. It's like it's staticky. It's almost like the difference between the signal is like boop and the noise is it's like you can tell the difference, but you're so used to hearing that noise that you're just used to hearing it, and you don't even realize that there's a signal in there. But when you learn the signal, and now it's like, oh, I'm listening for this signal, then the staticky noise kind of starts to dissipate and go away until all of a sudden what happens is that now you got to dial it in even further, you know? And it's like at first the dial was like this. It's like where am I? Oh, I'm kind of right here, you know. But now you can't use this dial anymore. You need a fine tuning dial to stay on track. And now it's no longer like the little boop noise to static. It's like a boop to boop. It's like the pitch is just off. It still sounds right. It still feels right, but the pitch is just a little bit off. And now that's the hell out of my face. It's like a bug. And then that becomes the noise, you know? And it was making me think, like, what is trust? Trust is putting your faith that if you just follow that signal, just follow it. Just listen for it and follow it and ignore everything else, that the universe is going to swoop in and support you. And that's the rub. That's like the thing that's hard for us, because it's like we have to figure out how to do it. And the funny thing is that the more we do it, the better we have to be at it, because like I said, it's no longer like boop to, it's boop to boop, and if that makes sense. And so I don't know, that's what I've been thinking lately. I hope those words came out of my mouth correctly. I don't even know anymore. Like I said, I'm ready to go to sleep and start again on Monday. I have some cool things that I want to start doing in the next week or two. I want to start doing like a a challenge of some kind. Alyssa had wanted to do a 100-day art challenge, but I was thinking of maybe doing like a 5-day art challenge in the group, and just to so next week I was going to introduce this, but to start it the following week, but kind of build up to it next week and get some ideas and things. But anyway, let me just go to the comments and just see what you guys are talking about. Hopefully somebody has said something intelligent that I can riff on. Otherwise, this is going to be a really short one. So let's see what we got. Amy says, don't be sorry. It has been a weird week. You know, I've been hearing people say that it was a weird week. I don't really know why. I know why it was a weird week for me, but that's kind of interesting. Like, let's let me talk about this for 1 second. It's been a weird week, right? What does that mean? If everybody kind of notices that it's been a weird week, but I was thinking to myself, well, I got the vaccine shot and it was making me feel kind of loopy, so I had a weird week, but why the heck did everybody else have a weird week? But what if it wasn't the vaccine shot that made it a weird week for me? Maybe that was just how I perceived it to be a weird week, and the causation that I correlated with my weirdness of a week. And it's like we're always looking for a cause and effect, but maybe there's just like a universal thing, and everybody's kind of living through it in their own way. You know, does that make sense? I don't know. But it's been a weird week. But maybe it was a weird week for you for one reason, and it was a weird week for me for another reason, but we all kind of can agree it was a weird week. I don't know. That interests me, how like, why it was a certain way is kind of universal, but how it happened to you and how it happened to me can be completely different. Is, I guess, what I'm trying to get at. Robin says, hey ho, flowers for the... There's a gnat in here. Did you get gnats? I don't like bugs in my house. I like bugs, they're fine in general, and I like Juanita's pictures of bugs. They're very interesting to me. But I don't like bugs like right here. Like, I don't like that. Do you? I don't know. Anyway, Robin gives me flowers every day. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. And Roberta is here. It has been weird for sure. See, there you go. It's like, why was it weird for you? Did you get your second vaccine shot on Tuesday at the Suffolk County blah, blah, blah place? No, probably not. But I mean, that'd be weird if you did, but because I don't think you live here. But I don't know. You noticed it was a weird week. Amy noticed it was a weird week. I noticed it was a weird week. But why do we all notice it's a weird week for different reasons? What do you guys think about that? And Dania is here. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. And Robin says, should be yellow flowers, black-eyed Susans. Yeah, that's it. Did you see Lacey's picture of sunflowers on that blue sky? It was kind of like a Van Gogh inspired painting. I really like that. She posted that today. In case you didn't know, I'm like a big Vincent Van Gogh fan, but he's like my favorite painter. And Karina says, on my way to pick up dinner, but I'm listening. Cool. What's for dinner? What are we having? Because I'm really hungry. I'm going to have some sushi later. So Roberta says, does the challenge have to be one of the plastic arts? What does that mean? What's plastic art? I don't know what that means. I'm probably going to say no. If you're asking me if it's limited to a certain art style or art medium, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it can be whatever you want it to be. But I don't even know what that is. Robin says, my thing is, how do I handle overcoming an addiction? Oh, I'm not laughing at I'm a digital addict. I have become what? See, now you're breaking them up in weird ways. Yesterday I said break up your what are they called? Comments, and now you're just breaking them up in the middle of sentences. Don't do that to me. I'm a digital addict. I have become one. Try as I might, I keep not getting to working again in the real world. Oh, this is a good topic. Okay, let me see if I can put these thoughts together in my brain fog. Okay, all right, I'm gonna give a caveat here to this one. If you guys ask a cool question and I'm like, oh, that's a good one, like right now, and I want to riff on it like I'm about to, and if I feel afterwards that, wow, those words came out so not coherently that I'm going to reserve the right to do a whole new Daily Fuel on it next week. So this is a good one, Robin, because here's what I feel about this, because I suffer from this as well. And I notice that I have little habits that I'll do sometimes, and I blame the habit. I blame the habit, right? It's, for example, here's the thing. We all have one of these, if not, most of us have one of these. I can't say we all have one. There's one of you that doesn't. Anyway, a lot of us have one of these, right? And so sometimes I find myself just scrolling through things. Maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's TikTok for you, maybe it's there's a news app on mine, right? And sometimes I get wrapped up in just, let me see what the headlines are for why. I don't need to know these things, but sometimes I'm interested in them. Especially political ones when it's around an election time. Then all of a sudden I want to know. What are people saying? What are they thinking? What's going to happen? And then I blame this addiction. I get addicted to it, right? We get, first of all, when you do that, you get a dopamine rush. We get these rushes of chemicals in our heads. And is it dopamine? I think it is. I don't know the science, but I do know this. I do know that we get a chemical rush and we get addicted to these chemicals. And these devices and the things that we do, the scrolling. That's why every app is scrolling. Have you noticed that? They're all scrolling apps because they figured out that we are addicted to scrolling. That is why we do it. And that's why they create apps that have scrolling in it. Because we get a chemical rush from doing it. But that's not why you're addicted to it. And the thing is that you can eventually break that addiction when you realize that what you're doing is you're trying to keep yourself busy so you don't have to do this other thing that you're putting off for some reason. Maybe you're putting off a thing that you know you have to do, or it's unpleasant, or for me sometimes it's because I'm not quite ready to do it. I know that I want to do it, and maybe I'm afraid to do it. Maybe I'm nervous to put it out there. Maybe maybe I don't feel that I have the skill set yet. Robin, personally for you, I know that this is one where you feel like if I just had that computer, I could work on this new thing, or if I just had the skills to work in this app, then I'd be ready to put this out into the world. And so instead, we have these addictions that keep our minds busy and feed us that chemical rush so that we feel good from doing it. But that chemical rush doesn't last very long, and then we're stuck remembering that, I really wish I had done that other thing, but now it's like 7 o'clock today. How does it 7 o'clock already? How does this happen? Right? And it's too late for that day. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow is what we say. So that's a pretty generic way of saying it. I think that could use a really whole Daily Fuel. That was a good one, Robin. Thanks. But anyway, stop doing that. And go do the thing you got to do. Rupert, hey buddy, what's up? Sometimes it's hard to see which is the cause and which is the effect. Yeah, it's hard because I'm not convinced that cause and effect is a real thing. I am not convinced of that. I think that it's something that we perceive to help our tiny little meat 3D brains understand how the universe works. Here's an example. If you smoke cigarettes, you could get cancer, right? We all know that. So for that reason, a lot of people don't smoke cigarettes, and a lot of people do smoke cigarettes and don't care and take their chances or anything like that. This is not about cigarettes. This is about the causality, the causation that we create. Well, you could ask yourself, so if I smoke cigarettes, I will get cancer? And the answer to that question is, well, no, not you will get cancer. You could get cancer. Well, what do you mean I could get cancer? How does it cause cancer or it doesn't cause cancer? Well, studies have shown that people who smoke have a tendency to get cancer more often because of the blah, 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 right? That stuff. It's like, but how come everybody doesn't get it then if it does it to that? And well, we don't know. is the answer to that. How come these 9 people got it and those 2 people didn't? They don't know that because the study doesn't tell them that part. But we know that. We understand that it's not so much the cigarettes as it is the energy. It's the energy behind the action. It's the The cigarettes are how you got cancer. It's how. It's how it happened. But why? Why did you get cancer? You got cancer because you attracted cancer, because you were thinking and doing and all the things that you think and you do. And it created cancer in your life. And the cancer arrived through the path of least resistance, which for you was smoking cigarettes. Those people were smoking cigarettes without worrying about that, and they didn't have all of that energy. They didn't have all of that energy. Can you see it? It's so annoying to me because, and especially, it goes right in front of the light, and it's like this thing. Sorry, they don't have that energy, and so even though they're doing the activity that studies have shown cause it, they don't get it. You know, how come some people can go outside and get hit by a bus and other people don't? Or how come some people win the lottery and other people don't? We see cause and effect because it helps us make sense of the universe. But but cause and effect is always how it happened. The question to ask is, why does it happen? And the answer to that is always energy. So Rupert, there, that was cool. That was the week that was. I don't know what that means. Robin, on paper, canvas, wood, whatever, with pencils, markers, or whatever, anything but digital. You're trying to create. You have a digital addiction? Oh, are you saying that you have an addiction to digital art and you want to start making more traditional art? Oh, maybe I misunderstood your thing. Well, anyway, I riffed on it for like an hour there, and it was the wrong thing. So, okay, I don't know what to say about that other than you just got to go do it. But again, it's like we find comfort in the thing that we know. You know, it's easier to just sit down with the tool that you know than it is to pick up something that you're not used to. Why don't I paint? I say all the time, oh, I'm not a painter. I don't paint. Why not? Well, aside from the fact that I'm not really interested in painting, I have picked up brushes before, and every time I do, I feel that feeling like, I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. Do I know how to do it? Yeah, but it's like I know how to do it because I can apply the way that I draw with a pen or a pencil to painting, and I'm not even sure that that's how you do it. But that's how I do it, if I were to do it. Aside from the fact that I'm not really interested in doing it, but I know that feeling that I get that I'm uncomfortable and I don't like discomfort. I'm much more comfortable over here on my keyboard and mouse or my iPad or whatever you have. And so I just kind of gravitate towards what's comfortable. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because one thing that I've learned is that I like creating the things that I like creating, and as I keep creating them, I get better and better at it, and I find processes to help me do it more efficiently and better, and less time, or and especially if I'm going to do it in front of people or present things to people, I like to put my best foot forward. I don't mind showing the process or behind the scenes kind of things, and in those cases I'll show look at this piece of crap that I did. But I don't like to show something as a finished product if I'm not 100% convinced that this was the best I could create. So I don't know if you're just uncomfortable in a certain medium and so you're drifting back to the medium in which you are comfortable for real, or if you're just not convinced that you can actually do it. Here's the trick. You don't have to show anybody. You don't have to present it. You can do it for the sake of doing it, and you can throw it away. You can put it in a drawer. You can just wait until you get to a certain level. I used to say this all the time, but I used to run a group to teach people about video for business. So a lot of the people in the group had no experience being on camera, and they didn't know how to even talk to a camera and to make a video. Not like they didn't know what button to press, but they didn't, like, the thing would go on and now they were frozen and they didn't know what to do. So I would say to them, just turn on the video. You know, just take your phone, turn on the video, and talk, say anything at all, and then watch it back and go like, that sucks, and delete it. And then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again. And you could do it like 5 times, you could do it 100 times. And you could just watch it back and be like, I don't like that either, and delete it. And then you do it again, and again, and again, and again, until all of a sudden, a weird thing happens. You watch it back, and you go, huh, that one wasn't so bad. I kind of liked that one. And I liked how I held the camera this way with this hand instead, or I liked how I was facing the light this way instead of that way. And you realize that you did something by accident, but you can do it again. So if you're trying a new medium and you're unsure if you're good at it or if it's worthy of showing people, don't. Nobody needs to see the that's why they have, that's why people practice things before they do the show. You don't watch the artist at rehearsals, you watch the show. They do rehearsals to get all the crap out of the way and be like, oh, I don't like how I did that, let me try it this way, and then when they got it down, then they get on stage and they do the show. So was that the topic? I don't know. I just went off on another topic and I could still be wrong. I hate gnats. Noseums. Is that a word? I don't know what that means. Brandy, I love Lacey's painting. It's beautiful. Yeah, that was a really beautiful painting. Rupert says, I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam in 2016. Really? That's pretty cool. There's a Van Gogh Museum? I didn't know that. I guess that's where he was from, right? That's pretty neat. Yeah, there's a lot of his work near me where I live. I live on Long Island, which is just a couple hours train ride from New York City, Manhattan. And I've seen some of his work at the Metropolitan Museum. Recently, just right before quarantine happened, we went there and I saw some. And a couple years ago, I saw my absolute favorite piece of his, Starry Night, at the Museum of Modern Art. And it was funny because if you've never heard me say this before, we were walking around and I was loving this museum. And I didn't know that Starry Night was there. And I saw Van Gogh over here, and I was like, oh, let me see what they have. And I'm walking around, and I look, and I see Starry Night, and it's like right in front of me. I was just like, it was amazing. And it was just amazing. I can't even tell you. So, yeah, that was great. Robin, yellow flowers for the Preakness in Baltimore right now. I don't know what that means. Something, I don't know what that means. Sorry. Rupert Cheek. And Peter is LOLing at me, laughing. Haha. Plastic arts are art forms which involve physical manipulation of a plastic medium by molding or modeling, such as sculpture or ceramics. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I don't think that's what Roberta meant, and I don't know if she's even still... Oh, here she is. Aren't they also paintings and photography? I don't know. Why would you think that it had to be plastic arts, then? I don't know. Sometimes I wish that we could just have a quick conversation so I knew, but I say something, I'm like, what does that mean? And then you answer me, but by the time I read it, I don't even know what we were talking about anymore. And plus I'm having brain fog this week because it's been a weird week. Have you noticed that? Amy says, Robin and I were talking earlier about the art supplies we have not touched since doing more digital art. So now we are thinking of going back to materials and creating new art only using the oldest materials we have. Anyone else? Anyone else up for using their oldest materials and creating a new piece to show? I love that Robin broke up her essay mid-sentence. Oh God, you guys just crack me up. Oh, that's really cool. That would be great. I think that'd be amazing. Roberta, aren't they also paintings and photography? Is that what you meant? Like, does it have to... So what you meant, Roberta, was, does it have to be painting, photography, sculpture, like demonstration art? Like, look what I have created, a tangible object. The answer to that would be no. I would say it could be performance art as well. It could be writing. It could be anything. In my mind, I wouldn't create a challenge in the group that excluded certain artists. Hey, everybody but singers. I wouldn't do that. Exactly. Robin agrees. How did this happen? It's 7 o'clock already and I still You didn't even put an end quote. I still haven't done that thing I wanted to do. Oh, Robin. We talked about C and E in my history course at college. Cause and effect. Yeah. Well, history is the biggest teacher of cause and effect. It's like what is that expression? If those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it, except I think the opposite is true. I think the people who know history are doomed to repeat it. But your energy goes where and I can never get this expression right. Even when I don't have brain fog, I can never say it right. Energy flows where attention goes. And when we're focusing on things that have happened historically, we find that this happens. Well, congratulations, that happened again. And it's like it's like when you're driving. It's like don't stare at the parked cars. You're going to drive right into it. We're always looking for causes and effects. We're looking for the reasons how things happened. And really, it's why does it happen? And the why is because we're staring at the causes going, was it that thing? Yes. Now it is. Good for you. You made it happen. It's the energy. Exactly. It's the energy. Exactly. You wrote the same comment twice. Here's one and here's two. That's funny. Rupert, that was the week that was. Informally, that satirical television comedy program on BBC television in 1962 and 1963. It was devised, produced, and directed by Ned Sharon. And okay, okay, so that's fine. That's what that was. Why did Mikey write that? I lose context. Robin. I'm not trying to cut my stuff into little pieces. It's that sometimes I mean to continue, but I accidentally hit some weird button and my message disappears because it posted before it's ready. Tip, you have to look further down for the continuation of my comment because by the time it's finished, other people have commented in between. There you go. I noticed that. I actually skipped a comment to read yours and then I went back to it. And Robin, I always skip your comments because we've made such a big deal about it that now we are, what happens? I skip the comments. Why? Because we keep noticing that I'm skipping your comments and then I skip comments and whose comments are they? They're Robin's. Mikey, music has become exclusively digital for me. In order to have it heard online is a must. It's a must. I stopped doing live performances years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty much all digital too, and I don't even worry about writing stuff that I could perform because I don't care to. I just like the creation process, except when I'm out in public. Roberta says, "I guess I wasn't sure what you meant by art." Yeah, I mean art in general. When I say that's why I made the graphic. If you look at the top of the group, the graphic, the picture of me in the silhouette of David, it says the spiritual artist, but it says the spiritual artist is written in bold letters, but in lighter letters throughout it, it says, like writer, poet, dancer, painter, performer, director, creator, all of these things, because I feel that anything that's a creative expression in any way is art. And I wanted to make sure that it was obvious that this wasn't just a group for painters, or a group for illustrators or something like that. To me, artist is a catch-all phrase for anyone who's just following that path of creation. Whether it be performance or plastic, I guess. I would assume plastic arts are arts which take a physical form. Yeah, that's what I would assume as well. What about performance art, aka live art? Yeah, to me, that is included in everything that I'm doing here. Roberta says, exactly. That's what I meant. Thanks. Mikey, as goes your attention, so comes your experience. Yeah, what's that thing you're staring at? You're going to get it. All right, or as Abraham says, stop saying no to that thing because the universe just hears that thing and says, oh, you want that thing? Here's that thing. And you're going, no, not that thing. What, that thing? Click. It's like, so it's like, click. man, I feel like it's funny because I feel normal all day long, but I can kind of feel I'm in a brain fog, and then I start doing these lives, and it's like I can sense that there's a lag time between the thought in my head and the words coming out of my mouth. I'm having fun. I don't know. I might watch this back and be like, wow, I look like I'm drunk. I have no idea. I'm not. I'm vaccinated. So Robin says, oh yeah, what you said about the Van Gogh was like one time, or actually many times, when I often went to the Phillips collection in DC. The first time it happened, turned around to see right in front of me the boating party painting. So magnificent. I couldn't believe how amazing it was when right in front of me, so close I could have touched it. Yeah. Here's a funny story. So close I could have touched it. I don't know. Speaking of history repeating itself, right? My wife has a tendency to get yelled at in museums. I don't know why. She's the most mild-mannered, easygoing person in the world, but somehow or another, she always finds herself in a situation where she gets yelled at by the guards in museums. It is the funniest thing, and because because it happened one time many years ago. We were first married, maybe we were even dating, I don't even know, but we were at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and we were looking at a painting, and right, we were looking at a painting, and she wanted to ask me a question about it, or point something out or whatever, and she just went like, oh wow, that is so cool. She just went like this, no intentions of touching this thing. She's just pointing at, like, a part of the painting to point out, like, that specific item in the painting is what I am discussing in this moment, is what she wanted to get across. And she was just like, pointing at it and saying the things she wanted to say. And the guard just walked over and said, "You're pointing too closely," like Dracula. It was like everybody got this sense of dread, like, oh my God, we're gonna get arrested, And she was embarrassed. She's like, I'm not gonna touch the damn thing. And it wasn't like the painting was here. She's like, look at that, She was like 2 feet away from it. Anyway, that's become a thing, and anytime she points at things, we all go, "You're pointing too closely." It just became a thing. And so then one day, I think it was in 2019 or so, my daughter, she's going to art school, and she's been in art classes in high school and everything. And she got a piece chosen to be displayed in a local art museum. There's an art museum out east on the tip of Long Island somewhere. It's a really cool art museum, and so it was chosen to be displayed there, and there was a big art show. So we went to see it, and there were other displays going on, and so there was this interactive display going on in this other room, and each piece had like a plaque that it was describing it and stuff like that. So this one plaque said that this piece of art, and it was, I don't know what you'd call this. I don't know if this would be plastic art, but it was basically like sculpture and light. And the idea was, it said that it's not just to be looked at, but the artist intends for people to step into it and let the light shine on them. So we're reading this, and it's telling you to do that. So my wife does it, and the guard, "What are you doing?" freaks out and yells at her to get away from it. And I felt so bad. I was like, how do you do this? How do you get in trouble at museums? It happened one other time. I don't remember what happened, but because it wasn't that big of a deal. But I was just like, man, you just can't go to museums. I don't know what the deal is. I can't take you. This is why we can't go to nice places. I hope she's not watching this. So that's that story. Why did I say that? Oh, because you were looking at it and it was so close. I know, right? It's like you just want to reach over and just touch the painting and feel the texture of it that he felt. Amy says, if we don't look for the cause or know to even look for the cause, do we then have only the effect to deal with? No. Well, that answer came right out of me. Very, very certainly. No, I don't think so. Here's the deal. Cause and effect is our ability, our cause and effect is our inability to understand the energy behind things. So we look for physical causes and effects. We're looking for the reason that happened, or the reason that this thing is doing what it does is because this thing happened first. And a lot of times science, in 3D science and stuff, can accurately pinpoint cause and effect, but we don't always attribute it to the energy behind it. So maybe that always, if this happens, this always happens, but it's not because this happened, it's because the energy behind this happening causes this. And we can create any effect we want without the cause. We can do what we want without that same cause. We don't have to worry about that thing happening. Oh, make sure we don't go there, or make sure we don't talk to those people, or make sure we don't do that thing because then this could happen or will happen. It's your energy. I feel like I'm not getting the sentence out correctly. Where did it go? If we don't look for the cause, or know to even look for the cause, do we then have only the effect to deal with? Or maybe you meant that in a positive light. Maybe then the answer is yes. Maybe you meant that in the sense of just stop worrying about. I'm gonna say it this way. Sometimes the cause is a worry, but if we don't worry, then that thing can't hurt us. Even if we did that thing. Here's a really good example. If I eat this kind of food, I get a stomach ache at night. That's a belief. That's a thing because I ate that kind of food once and I got a stomach ache. Then I ate that kind of food again and I got a stomach ache. And then I ate that food again and I got a stomach ache. And I realized, gee, every time I eat that food, I get a stomach ache. Well, that's not so much cause and effect as much as correlation, where it's like I'm noticing that I do that thing and then this other thing happens. So did it happen because of that? Well, yes, there was definitely a cause and effect there, but that's the how it happened. Why did it happen? I think the why is more along the lines of, when I eat that food, it doesn't just give me a stomach ache. I'm eating that food knowing this isn't really the healthy choice. I don't like when I eat this instead of eating that. It's making me feel like I'm not sticking to my diet plans or my health plans. It's making me feel like I'm not being kind to myself. This kind of food is more of a treat kind of a thing, but I'm treating it like I can just have whatever I want. And I don't have the belief system in place for that. Other people can eat that without any problems at all because they have the belief system that they could just eat whatever they want. But I can work towards that, but I'm not there yet. And I also know that I feel better when I'm doing things that I feel are kind to myself, that I feel are nurturing to me. And I've kind of labeled this food as not kind to me, not nurturing to me. So it's not that I ate that thing and I get a stomach ache. It's that I ate that thing. That's an indicator that I'm not being kind to myself in some kind of energetic level. And the result of that is my body going in my stomach and saying, hey, you're not being nice to me. So if we stopped looking at the causes, could we just deal with the effects? I would like to say, if we stopped worrying about that cause, can we just stop worrying about the negative effects and live more happily? And I think that the answer to that is yes. That's the best I can do on that right now. Okay. So, Robin, we're playing skip tag, LOL. We're playing skip tag. What does that mean? I looked it up. Plastic arts are anything that takes molding or modeling to create. Okay, well in that case, no, it's not limited to that. I want to go to the museum with your wife. It's fun. It's an adventure. Robin, I know sometimes I get so close to look at art, I look really closely to see brush strokes, or if all the paint is within the lines, and see all the details. My face is close, but I've never been yelled at. Maybe CD museums are more liberal. CD. Is that where you are? What is that? I get 6 inches close. I get about 6 inches close. Really? No, I don't even think she. I don't even think her finger was 6 inches close. She was like a foot and a half, 2 feet away, and they got you're pointing too closely. Oh man, D.C. Ah, I got you. Oh, you're in Washington D.C. Are you really? Is that where you are? By the way, Preakness is the second leg of the Triple Crown of horse racing after the Derby and before Belmont. Oh, okay, cool. In Baltimore, which I guess is pretty close to DC, yes. Cool. I mentioned it only because I posted the wrong flowers earlier. Oh, well, I still went in on that. Amy Tyler, yeah. Probably about my wife. All right. Well, that is the last comment. So unless anybody has any more things to throw at me, then I can be done. But I think I'm done anyway. So, Robin, you can have the booby prize today because you had the last 4 comments. Or you had the last 5 comments. Look at that. The last 5 comments were all Robin. So thank God for Robin today and Amy, or else this would have been very short. And guys, thank you very much. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm going to take the day off. Hopefully this brain fog will be lifted by Monday and I can be back in my prime condition and really joust with you and get these things back on track a little bit. Brandy says, I hope you feel better. That's actually, thank you, but I feel fine. It's just that when I start to do this, I realize that the connection from the brain to the mouth is like glitchy. And I'm just like, what? Why can't I think of the words that I want to say, or why aren't they coming out better? But thank you. I feel great. Thanks, Amy too. And go eat and feel better. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you all, and have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend or day or whatever it is by you. And I'll see you on Monday. Oh, by the way, is this helpful? I thought of this today to write open discussion, any topic. Okay, I was wondering, and it dawned on me, like, what if I put the topic in the video? Is that helpful? Because I know Amy yesterday was looking for daily fuels and stuff like that, and it's like maybe if it said the topic right in the video, that would be helpful to find things or to know that this is today's live and not yesterday's live, because they look the same. I'm always wearing a dark shirt. By the way, I own more than one of these shirts. I own several of these shirts. They look exactly the same, so it's not like I wear the same shirt every day. They get washed and folded and all the things. Cool, yes, helpful, and thumbs up. Topic in video, helpful, yes, helpful with date. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. I might not put the date though. I thought of that, but I'll definitely consider putting the topic. Topic note is great, very helpful. Oh well, if Brandy says yes, then it's a yes. All right, definitely. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you not tomorrow. I'll be around tomorrow, but I won't be doing this. I'll be back on Monday. Bye bye.